Ever felt that sickening twist in your gut when you realize you're the only one trying? The one sending the follow-up texts, the one re-explaining your feelings, the one fighting for a connection that the other person treats like a cheap distraction. You've been told to fight for what you want, but what if I told you the most powerful move you can make is to do absolutely nothing? I'm not talking about blocking them or posting cryptic quotes. I'm talking about a weapon so devastatingly effective it will rewire their brain and hand you back the power you didn't even know you'd lost. It's called strategic silence. The moment you stop justifying your existence, stop begging for a seat at their table, and simply vanish from their emotional radar, the entire dynamic of power shifts. It's not about playing games. It's about ending them. And what happens next is a predictable, brutal, and beautiful chain reaction that they never see coming. First, your silence will feel like a glitch in their matrix. They're used to your energy. They've built a comfortable little nest out of your effort, your validation, your predictability. You were their emotional ATM, always available for a quick withdrawal of attention to boost their ego. When you suddenly go quiet, the machine is out of order. They expect you to chase, to argue, to demand an explanation. They're primed for a fight, ready to play the victim or the stoic hero. But when all they get is a deafening void, it short-circuits their entire process. Confusion is the first wave. They'll reread your last messages, searching for clues they missed. They'll check your social media, not because they suddenly miss you, but because they need to know if their puppet is still dancing. They're looking for a sign that you're miserable without them, because your pain was their proof of control. This initial confusion is the sound of their power crumbling. It's the first echo of your absence, and it's louder than any argument you could ever have. Then, the confusion hardens into a cold, sharp panic. This is the stage where they realize what they truly lost. And let me be clear, they don't miss you. They miss the reflection of themselves they saw in your eyes. They miss the comfort of knowing you would always be there to absorb their indifference, to translate their bare minimum effort into a sign of affection. Your consistent energy was the gravity that held their fragile ego in place. Without it, they start to drift into the insecurity they've been running from. They realize your presence wasn't just a bonus. It was the foundation. You weren't just a person in their life. You were a free service that made them feel important. And when that service is discontinued, they're left with the bill. They're forced to confront the version of themselves that isn't being constantly propped up by your adoration. And that version, they will discover, is painfully average. This isn't revenge, my friend. This is a spiritual order. It's the universe balancing the books on your behalf. While they're spinning in chaos, something miraculous will start happening to you. A deep, profound calm will settle over you. At first, it'll feel strange. You'll catch yourself not checking your phone. You'll realize you haven't thought about them for hours. The addiction to their validation begins to break. This is where you understand that peace is not the absence of noise, but the presence of self. Your energy, which was once a laser beam focused on them, now turns inward, bathing you in a warm glow of self. You stop performing. You stop curating your life in the hopes they might see it. You just exist, and your existence becomes powerful. You walk differently. You speak with a quiet authority. You no longer need external eyes to feel seen because you finally see yourself. This is the turning point. Peace becomes your default state, and the attention you once craved now feels like a cheap, noisy imitation of the real thing. This is when your silence becomes a mirror. Without your words to soften the blow, without your energy to fill the awkward gaps, they are forced to look at themselves through your eyes. They begin to feel everything you felt, the anxiety of an unanswered text, the frustration of being misunderstood, the slow-burning humiliation of being an option. You don't have to say a word. Your absence becomes the teacher. Your withdrawal of energy forces them into the cold, empty room they designed for you. They finally have to sit with the consequences of their own actions, and the silence will show them every crack in their own foundation, every selfish motive, every moment of disrespect they thought you'd just forget. They are now haunted by the ghost of your potential, the you they could have had if they had just paid attention. Inevitably they will return, not because they've had a profound epiphany and are ready to be the person you deserve. They return because the silence has become unbearable. They can't stand the thought of you moving on, of your world continuing to spin without them at its center. So they'll test the waters. A random "hey," a reply to your story, a "this made me think of you" message. Do not be fooled. This is not an olive branch. It's a leash. They are checking if you are still emotionally available, if they can still plug back into their power source. This is the final test. Your response here determines everything. A polite, indifferent non-response or a short, closed-ended answer is not rejection. It's protection. You are demonstrating with your calm indifference that the door is closed, not slammed in anger, but quietly, firmly locked. You are respecting yourself more than you miss their attention. Slowly, you will reach the final stage, genuine indifference. Their name on your phone will no longer cause a spike of anxiety or a pang of hope. It will trigger nothing. Indifference is not hate or anger. It is freedom. It is the final boss of emotional maturity. You'll look back and not feel bitterness, but a strange sense of gratitude. You'll be grateful that they revealed their inability to value you, because it forced you to find that value within yourself. The energy you've reclaimed will pour into your life like a tidal wave. You'll build a better body, a stronger mind, a bigger bank account, a more fulfilling purpose. You stop chasing love and become magnetic, attracting people who operate on your newfound frequency of self-respect. You don't just move on, you move up. You evolve into a version of yourself they will never have access to again, and the most painful closure they will ever receive is the realization that they ignored the masterpiece while it was a work in progress, only to see it completed and displayed in a gallery they can no longer afford to enter. Your silence became the loudest statement you ever made. It was your rebirth. The world is full of noise, and most of it is a distraction from your own power. If you're ready to master your silence, build unshakable self-respect, and attract the life you deserve, hit that subscribe button. Let's walk this path of true strength together.